Hey kid, come here. Come here. You want some candy? No. Well then, do you want to learn about delta modding motors, making go twice as fast by cutting resistance by 50% and limiting more current? Yeah? Then come here.
Hi there, I'm General Lugo, and today I'm going to be showing you how to delta mod. I'm using a hoverboard motor, but it can theoretically be done on any three-phase motor. I just did this one, it's already done. I'll show up a picture on screen about what that actually looks like when it's finished. I'm about to take you through the step-by-step process of how to do your own. Your first step is to get rid of your heat sensors. So we're gonna clip this, desolder all of the maroon wires, and then just get rid of them. Throw them away, we really don't need them. Second step is going to be unclipping this and then just pointing that straight upward, because this is going to be an important phase, and I'll get back to you right after I did that. One quick thing to mention, when you are desoldering these heat sensors, if you accidentally desolder a hall sensor, which is this red, green, black, yellow, and blue, reattach them in the exact same place that they were in. We want to keep the hall sensors. That'll allow our motor to still be censored. Okay, so at this point, this is what you should have. And let's take a minute to actually look at what we got here. So this, I'm putting up a diagram on screen of the configuration of a motor. All of this is that cultivating point that you see. That's stupid and dumb. We don't want that. It actually causes a buildup of resistance, and we can cut that resistance in half and flow more current through by doing this delta mod that we're doing. Next up, we have these three, which are our phase points. These three phase points are the yellow, blue, and green wire. So one of them is point A, B, and C. We're gonna have to do some testing to find out. But in the next step, I'm going to cut this protective sheath off of there. Just do it very carefully. If you sever any wires, you can just solder them back together. But I'm about to cut that very carefully. Get rid of some of this insulation just so you can have access to the wires in here. And also, this is probably the most terrible part. You just need to heat up the solder and slowly take like some needle nose or something and slowly untwist it. If you're having trouble heating up the solder, I recommend adding more solder onto it to make it easier to kind of heat it all up at once, because if you just heat up sections, it'll be kind of annoying. But I'm gonna do that step and I'll get right back to you. Okay, so we have separated these three out. They're separate phases. And also I have gotten these three phases unwrapped. Okay, so now we need to test which phase is which, and for that we use our buddy the multimeter. So I have my multimeter here set onto continuity mode, and pretty much just gonna clip it onto the first one, and then we're gonna go and test and see which one it is. Not that one, not that one. There's the one. So this is phase A. Next up, we'll choose the next one. Boom. Not that one. This is phase B, and that means this blue one is going to be phase C. However, I'm going to test it anyway. Yep, phase C. Okay, so now is the fun part. We actually have to wire it into the delta configuration. What is the delta configuration? Point A goes to point B, point B goes to point C, and point C goes to point A. And then you just literally rewire that, solder it up, and then everything should work. Now, as you'll notice, how are you supposed to get point B to reach point C? Well, there's a very easy solution called you pull this wire through here using some needle nose or something, and then you strip it back so you can just reach it with solder. And then you insulate the hell out of it using electric tape and heat shrink. I wish that there was a better way, but actually no, there is a better way. It's called jumper wires, but I don't have any jumper wires, so this is what we're doing. Okay, so I went ahead and did coil C to coil A because it's both the easiest and the hardest. It's the easiest because it's right there, and it's the hardest because it's right there. Like, you kind of gotta play with a little bit. I insulated with some heat shrink and electric tape, although it's coming off some. I need to put more on there. But next up, we're gonna do coil A to coil B and coil B to coil C. All right, got the second point soldered on, insulated. Now I just gotta do this final point and the delta mod should be complete. After you're finished with that, all you gotta do is put your lid back on, screw it back in, and boom, you got a delta mounted motor all ready to go.